welcome to another Seasons in Garden video. It's been a long time. So yeah, sorry to be missing in action, but quite frankly, this winter has been awful. I had an issue with my tooth that was like this huge inflammation that just wrecked my health completely. And then when I finally get better, we went to my sister's to celebrate my niece's birthday, and I picked up some nasty shit. No better word for it, from my niece and nephew. I mean, I was sick entire March. It was unbelievable. And I'm still sniffling and I'm still coughing. So if you hear me coughing, that's it. Now, just a second, my cat has now decided that she wants to go out. She will be back in a short time. So, okay, so if you see, and I think that you do see this jungle in front of me, these are all the plants that I have propagated so far for the new garden. Also, we finally got the building permit, so the work on the house and on the garden will officially start in June, at least so far. So the dates were set from the 3rd of June until the 14th of June for the foundation, and I still don't have the dates for the house when the house will be finished because it's a prefabricated house. So we're going to see when it's delivered, but most likely sometime in July for my birthday. So yay! Happy birthday to me! But yeah, so I won't be actually doing any work in the new garden itself until this autumn. So everything that I'm going to do this year, as like I planned, is propagate, and plant some veggies because I just cannot not plant the veggies. But I was very good, and I only bought 3 packages of seeds. No more. So just 3 packets. I mean, that's incredible for me, because if I don't buy this batch of seeds, then I haven't bought anything. But I kept it cool this year, and I'm very happy and I'm very proud of myself. And yes, let's hope that those seeds are viable so that I don't purchase any plants that I should not purchase. But yeah, so let me comment on what we have on this table. So these over here are 2 lilacs that I found on the edge of the road. Most likely they are just a wild lilacs, so they're not that expensive. I think one plant is 16 euros, something like that. So yeah, it was an easy find, so to say. Right, so let me put this down. Next, here I have my privates, and some of you have asked me how often do I change water. And if you take a look at the color of this water, you will notice that I haven't changed it in I don't know how long. I just topped it up every once in a while. Because A, I forgot, B, I have been sick, and a bit lazy would be a C. But yeah, mostly I've been sick and then I forget, and then I just did what I could do, and that sometimes it was just I barely managed at times to just remember to top it up. So yeah, but I wanted to actually be like completely honest with you guys, so that you don't think that I'm some perfect propagating machine person type. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just a completely normal type of person that completely kills the plant. Yeah. Now, since we came on the topic of dead plants, so this over here is a little remnant of what used to be two beautiful Fuchsia magellanica cuttings that have rooted, and then I forgot to water them 3 times. And basically this is what's left of them because they just died. For some reason, I don't know why, but plants, when you forgot to water them, they die. I mean, I guess nobody told them that they shouldn't die. Yeah, and also on the same note, if you remember, this is the pot where we have planted the what's it called? No, syringas are the lilacs, spireas. So these are all the spireas that are dead. And here we have planted stuff like false cypress. And this is also arbor vitae or Thujas. And yeah, so some of those died. So I have like three false cypresses that are dead. I think there was one more Thuja here that died, but this is also one more that has died. And then here I have oh no, wait, I have more. I knew I had more. So these are all false cypresses that I'm currently pulling. Right, so I have 2 false cypresses that are left, and that I think that they are actually rooted, because it's been some 4 months since we did them. And I have also here the arbor vitae or the Thujas. I call them Thujas, so I'm going to just call them like that. And yeah, the 5 of them have rooted. And if you're wondering how I got them, we were parked near one Thuja and we took out the branch, like a small branch, with our car because it got stuck when we closed the not the back doors but the cargo doors. Not sure how you call them, the 5th door. And yeah, so I'm not, you know, a lucky accident. I won't complain. Like I said, free plants are always welcome. Okay, we're also going to how to say, pot these Thujas and Kamesiparis up because they really need some better soil and not to be together with some diseased and dead plants. And I think that even if they aren't yet completely rooted, but as far as I pulled one some time ago. Sorry about that, my camera likes to be an idiot. Right. So, I don't remember where was I. Who cares? Right, so now, the next thing that I have here are 3 little sedums. I don't know if you see them, but 3 little sedums. And I actually propagated them from leaves. And I have a footage over here of how they look like some time ago. At that moment the leaves have already decayed completely. But the issue with propagation from the leaves is that the young plants are not necessarily next to the leaf. And that's why, for instance, my mom thought that it was a weed and she pulled that little one from the big leaf that I made the leaflet about. And yeah, so that plant is no more, but I'm going to do some more propagating because I need way more sedums and hell is something, whatever they're called right now, I don't care. They're sedums to me, you know, those big ones. And yeah, so I'll be doing a bit more propagating, whether it's from the stems or so via stems or via leaves. We'll see. It's going to be quite a bit of propagation that I need to do. Also, I need to pot this up because they will probably die. and then what then see them, so you cannot basically kill them with the. They've grown so much, and I have neglected them as much as I could. Right now, next plant, the only plant that's actually left on the table is these are these hydrangeas. Now I have a short about them. I took the cuttings from my friend's hydrangea when we were there. It was one of those small macrophyllus that you know, they don't grow big. They grow like this type of bush, like 3 feet, 1 meter, or something like that, 3 to 4 feet. And then I forgot about them. I left them in the bag on the window for almost a month. I occasionally, when I was cleaning, I get to them. I wasn't able to plant them right there and then, so I would just sprinkle some water because leaves were looking green. And then one day, after a month or so, I noticed that the stems have gone really dark, and I wanted to see if there's like, if they're rotten or what has happened, and I opened it up, and it turned out that they have actually rooted. So I made a short about it when I discovered the roots. I can link it somewhere, it's not important, but yeah, so my way of propagating hydrangeas is stick them in a bag with a wet towel and forget about them for 4 weeks. Could not have been easier. Yeah. Oh, my mom has been just elated with that because she's hoping. I think she only divided hydrangeas via division. As far as I remember, she never did hydrangea cuttings. So she was like, oh yeah, now I know what to do. Right, so yeah, so actually I thought that they were going to die this winter. They didn't look that wet, but it turned out that they have just gone from the nice green fresh stems to the wooden stems, you know, you can call them permanent stems. And I mean, I haven't replanted them, and I think I'm a bit torturing them in these pots, so I really do need to get them the bigger pots, but I don't have them here now, otherwise we would have repotted them. But they're doing great. Like I mean, this all here is the new growth. This one even started to push out from the roots, so I mean, that's amazing, like really amazing. There's 2, and there's the third one. I don't remember if I took 3 or 4 cuttings when I was there, and I don't remember if I actually have 3 or 4 plants here, but since I have 3 pots, then I will call them 3. Right, so what I also did, and I did it in the garden so that I film it as a sort of leaflet. I have propagated the, what's it called, Sambucus nigra, the elderberry. I made 4 cuttings of elderberries, but the recent turn of weather from summertime to winter has killed them, so I cannot cut. I will not, you know, count them in any savings because I will have to buy the new ones. So dosage dive, I have 11 cuttings of spirea, red spirea that I have in the garden. I have actually divided that plant like a barbarian last summer when my mom was here. Like literally, I just cut whatever, and I have propagated it around the garden, and each and every one of those divisions has rooted and is now pushing out the new growth, and hopefully the summer to winter to back to the summer will not kill them now. But I have also created the little cuttings back in end of February or maybe that one day in March that I was feeling well enough. And so I have created 11 cuttings, which is quite a nice number of cuttings. Then I have also propagated my white peony that actually it doesn't create any viable seeds, and I think it's actually what's called Duchess Nemorosa or something like that. I'm not 100% sure because it was in the garden when I got the garden, and so I propagated 3 via root cuttings, and they're all alive and kicking. They have pushed up a leaf and they are perfectly fine. So, you know, there's also 3 of those. And let me think if I've forgotten something. No, I also have the 3 Virginia creepers that I want to plant around some trellises in the garden, and that's it so far. So what I also plan to propagate and take with me are the snowdrops. Because I need to propagate them because they are starting to choke themselves. They're just under the cherry laurel. There's like a carpet of snowdrops at the moment, and you actually propagate them by division during it's called division while they're in green, meaning they have flowered, they have no more flowers, there are only leaves, but the leaves are still green, and that's when you take them out of the soil and you can divide them and you can, you know, put them in the different spot. So this is something that I'm going to do now. Also later in the year, because I do that, I propagate irises in winter. This is how I learned to propagate irises. So November, December, something like that, when the air is already a bit cold. This is when I actually dig the irises up and I divide them and I put them in the new location. So this is something that is going to happen at the end of the year. And of course, since this hasn't worked and I need 5 at least plants of fuchsias, I hope that the fuchsia will survive this weather, because last Sunday, aka yesterday, it was snowing, and next Sunday it's going to be 22 degrees Celsius. So that's such a high jump in temperature that even the trees can have the plant shock and then they just die because of the change of the temperatures. Yes, but anyhow, I think that we are ready for for putting the plants inside their pots, and I will also do the breakdown of the prices so that you can see how much we have saved so far. And I forgot one more plant that I have propagated from my sister. My sister ended up having Vinca minor purpurea, or purple evergreen. Yeah. And so I wanted that plant for my garden. And I was looking at where can I find it, and it turned out that it's at my sister's. So I propagated it from her, and currently I have almost eight little plants of Vinca minor. So it's awesome. Right, but yeah, so let's start with this. I'm just going to go and grab my tablet and my and the Vincas so that you see them. And I also videoed how I propagated Vincas, so I will also create a leaflet out of it. So I have a ton of content that I actually have to edit to make videos from, but honestly I have just gotten so lazy with creating content, editing content to be exact, because I didn't do it for so long. And I know that Lighting is not perfect. The light is just messed up this video, but I had to do it. I had to record a video now because right now I have a will to make the video. If I had waited it until tomorrow, it would not have been done. Right, so blah blah blah, enough. So I'm back with the spoon, and so these are the Vinca minor plants. I actually had 10 cuttings, but so far only 8 have survived, and this one is just barely holding on to life, so I will see whether it will survive or not, but so far they're actually looking great, and they have even, some of them have even pushed some, or started to push some new leaves. So this over here is enough for about 1 square meter, something like that. So at least if you can use more than 8 plants per 1 square meter, but it will take them a longer time to fill up the space between them. And I think that that's how I'm going to plant it, so a bit more space between them and then mulching until they cover up all of the space, because they do like to crawl and they do like to spread, and it's kind of, I don't like to, how to say, strip them of their freedom of movement. Oops. Right. So, like I mentioned, so we have to first take these somehow out. Oh yeah, they rooted. Oh, they have rooted real well. Oh, I have to be so careful. Look at this. Just so that you see that it's coming from this plant. Look at this. Beautiful. So they're definitely starting to have problems with the roots, and I know that this isn't the most perfect bowl for them, but I think that it will be much better than this thing. Now, I think that I have already mentioned that I'm planting all of my plants into the pots, individual pots, so that I can easily transfer them into the new garden and also plant them over there. So since they're going to be this summer only in the pots, they shouldn't really be really wood bound. I don't expect them to be a lot, at least not a lot. Most likely is going to be some. Oh, these have rooted so well. Oh my. I was a bit skeptical because they weren't looking that good at one point, but oh. Wow. What I care about is these beauties that are doing great, that are just nuts. Oh my god, look at these roots! Wow! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby, but you have to go into this pot. I mean, it's fresh soil. Look at the bright side. I really need to buy bigger pots. I think I will have to replant them in a couple of months. Like, that's for sure. Because it will just be, they will just be too root bound, but for now I'm just going to at least put them up in solitary pot, because then in like a month, 2 or 3, I don't know, I should be able to more easily at least transplant them into the new pot. I really wasn't expecting this amazing root system on them. I knew that they have rooted, but I did not know that they have rooted so much. Like, look, small leaf and a big root. This is just so beautiful to see. So beautiful. Oh, stuffing that roots, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. But you know, new soil, and I think they will be much happier here. So yeah, this should be fine. So now, regarding the price, every little plant of Thuja, which is like 1 year old, which is what this will be when they are planted into the garden, costs €9.99. So we have 5 Thujas over here, which makes it around €50. Just a second, between 45 and €50. But I have the exact calculation here. So yeah. So this is €49.95 for just these 5 little plants. Had I been purchasing, if I would purchase Thujas, I would purchase them way bigger, some 50 to 80 centimeters size plants, which is about 2 feet of height, and these actually cost €35. So this is, you can say that all of these 5 plants cost as much as 1 plant, so this would have been a much bigger savings, but I'm going to count only the plants that have rooted, of course, and also in the size that I will be taking them into the garden and planting them. Right, so now these cost also $9.99. There are 3 plants, 3 of them, and they cost $29.97. Then these 2 lilacs over here, they cost $12.99. There is 2 of them. These are 2 individual plants, and the total amount will be €25.98. Woo! Right. For our little vinca minor, we have 8 plants. Each one would cost $2.99, which is a savings of €23.92. Now these are the current prices. I don't know what the price will be in the autumn or where I'm planting them, but I can do the update of the prices so that we see the difference between now and then and so on. Maybe something's a bit cheaper or could be more expensive, because right now everything's more expensive. Okay. Then the next thing that we have is 3 little stone crops that are $3.99 per plant, which is a saving. So this is a saving of €11.97. Like I said, the elderberry I have killed, the golden privet I have killed, but I have mistook it, and the golden privet that I have propagated for my friend is completely deciduous and I don't like it, so I'm not mad at the fact that this golden privet has died. So I got 0. And then over here I have 10 normal privets, which cost €1.30, which is the savings of €13 in total. Right, so for the snowdrops I have counted €15 so far, which is a savings of €15. And for the white peonies, they cost 19.99 per plant, which is the saving of 59.97 euros. Virginia creepers, I have 3 of those, like I mentioned, and they cost 4.49 euros, which is the total savings of 13.47 euros. And raspberries, I have 11 of those, and they cost 2.99, and that is 32.89 euros. Yeah, so I think I covered all that I have propagated so far and that had rooted, and the total savings so far are 285.17 euros. So that is quite a nice amount for what actually isn't that much of plants, plant material. But it still saves a lot, I would need around between 3,000 to 5,000 euros for all of the plants in my garden. And I'm still going to purchase a lot, but everything that I can propagate, I will propagate. And but stuff like, for instance, the apples and the fruits that are basically trees, this is something that I cannot propagate. In theory I could, but I don't want, because they need to be grafted. So these I will buy. Raspberries I will buy. Blackberries I will carry from my garden. I already have a plant set on the side, and I might carry one more. So I will see how much of them I will carry with me. And I have one of the Japanese raspberries / Japanese blackberries in the garden that I have already transferred, and I'm getting ready for taking it with me into the garden. I haven't yet put this in the list simply because I'm not sure if this Japanese blackberry will survive. I think it should, because I put it in a nice space, and if it survived, then I'm going to count it. And like I said, for blackberries I'm not yet sure how much will I carry them. So yes, I put everything into my calculation so far. I'm going to transfer this to the pot. If you can see, there have quite a bit of root system. And this is the golden one that is dead. That had roots, but I forgot to change the water and it died. Story of the plants in my household, unfortunately, but that's the truth, that's stuff that I unfortunately mess up. And I will also do the propagation of the stone corpse. It's just, for them it's pretty clear that they have rooted. I don't need to show you the roots. So yeah, I'll just do that off camera, and I hope to see you soon in the new video. The propagation station is finally getting to its end in getting it ready, and yeah, so because I need to take all of these plants and just put them there into the ground in their pots, and I will explain all about it later on. And yeah, until then, take care, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, bye!